All right, so today I am going to update you on everything I know up until this date on my health. We'll go from there. So I am going in to have a mammogram. It's my first mammogram. I turned 40 a year and a half ago, so it's just part of women's screening. It's not necessarily part of my screening for everything I'm going through right now. So I'm going to go in and do that, and then I'm going to come back and tell you a little bit more about everything that I've gone through over the last couple weeks, or 2 weeks, a week. Alright, so I just got back from my first ever mammogram, and I'm going to make a little tea, and then I'm going to give you the latest on what's going on with my health. So I never use the overhead lighting in here because it's so bright, but I feel like it's better than the other lighting that I was trying to work with. I'm still learning all of this. So back up a little bit, I just got back from my very first mammogram, and I'll be honest, I was a little bit nervous for that because I've just heard that they're uncomfortable and they hurt, but it actually wasn't that bad. So if you are due for your mammogram, make sure you schedule that, because as I said on my Instagram, most cancers are incredibly treatable if they are caught early enough. And so if I am somebody that put off my screening for so long, and then it kind of came around to bite me in the butt, no pun intended. But yeah, so get your screenings. With that being said, so this is where I'm at with the mass that's in my pelvis. I don't even know where to begin. I have already gone through just so much in the last week and a half. Phone calls, and I had my CT scan. I went and saw one oncologist, Dr. Furr, went over everything with him, and then I was supposed to see another oncologist. He's the one that actually did my hysterectomy and who was my mom's oncologist. I know him and have worked with him for years. So I had my CT scan on the 14th, and the results indicated that I do have a mass in my pelvis, but it is uncharacterized. So I don't really know what that means. After talking to one of the nurses, basically she told me that my original oncologist, my gynecological oncologist, so there is a mass, but he doesn't see any of the major red flags that are super concerning. But because of my history and having Lynch syndrome, I need to have further screening. Now I will find out this Friday whether or not I am having a biopsy or PET scan next. I was supposed to see him last Friday, but he wanted a little bit more time to go over the results with the radiologist again, and just to do a little more research on what the next step should be. So I also met with another oncologist, Dr. Furr, and he is more of a general medical oncologist, and we went over some other symptoms that I'm having. I've been having just chronic headaches for the past 6 to 9 months, really since July. They're all right up here in the left side of my forehead. I have my vision checked already. Right now I'm trying to be really good at wearing my glasses because I think that it does help. So Dr. Furr put in order for a brain MRI, so I'm getting my brain looked at, and then I've been also having some left side flank up into my lungs and my back pain that's gotten progressively worse over the last month or so, but it's been pretty off and on since July as well. So I am getting a chest CT for that as well. And on top of all of that, I'm getting a pelvic MRI. MRI. And all of these are going to be done with contrast and no contrast. That is scheduled for March 14th right now. I think I have like a 7-hour appointment. So I have my 2 MRIs and then my CT later in the day. I can't remember. So it'll be a long day, but I will either bring editing stuff or I'll read a book. I don't know. Work on some work. So where I'm at right now is, I guess I don't really know how I feel right now. I've been so exhausted. I think one thing that people don't realize is the amount of emotional exhaustion you feel from just phone calls and going to doctor's appointments and tests and procedures and the anticipation of waiting on these results. It just takes so much out of me. So I think last week I was going to bed at like, gosh, 7:45 or something most nights. Now I'm just trying to have a little bit more balance where I'm resting when I want to rest or when I need to rest, and then working in between that. My work is incredibly labor intensive. I've been moving a little bit slower on things recently. I'm hoping to get caught up more this weekend. Yeah, and not much is different, but I do feel like I've gotten a little bit further ahead. Getting the CT scan out of the way, at least I know that the mass isn't anything. Not that it's not necessarily concerning, that it doesn't indicate that it is a very serious cancer. I think that if anything, it might be something that's in the early stages of turning into cancer, but again, I don't know yet. I'll definitely feel nervous going into my various MRIs and CTs because the pain has been pretty concerning for me over the last few months. Again, like I'm such an advocate for taking your health into your own hands and making sure that you're on top of all of your screenings. Hi, you're my buddy, huh? You're my buddy. I'll be excited when they're all done, but really nervous going to them. Yeah, there's not much else I can do right now. So I've been just trying to focus on moving forward. Coming up in the next couple videos, I'm hoping to do more furniture flipping and DIY focused and start building those videos more on this channel as well. He's such a little ham. I'm going to do a thrift it to flip it video next week. So I'm going to be going to the thrift store this week and finding some things that are on my list, then showing you how I transform those. And I think that these videos are going to be awesome. I'm super excited for them. If you like what I'm talking about, make sure that you subscribe and that you hit the bell and give it a thumbs up so that you are notified when I put out new videos.